Welcome back, everyone. Grab your popcorn because today's story is packed with shocking twists, emotional moments, and secrets that change everything. Let's jump right in. I was catching up on the latest from General Hospital the other night, and this news about Liesl Obrecht really stopped me in my tracks. You know how she's always been one of those women who's been through more than her share of heartache and still keeps standing tall. Now it looks like Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell have their sights set on her, wanting her to step right into Britt's shoes and finish that cold fusion project they've been working on. From what I hear, they need somebody with real brains and the kind of connections that go way back. Liesl fits the bill because of her history with César Faison. She's the mother of his children, and they were together for years. But that project they're pushing? It doesn't sound like anything good. Word is it could be turned into something dangerous, maybe even a weapon. That's the part that has me shaking my head. I keep thinking about Liesl and all she's already carried. Back when she was still tangled up with Faison, she spent so much time trying to hold on to a man whose heart was always somewhere else, chasing after Anna Devane like nothing else mattered. That kind of love leaves a mark on a person, so I have to wonder if she finds out what Cullum and Sidwell are really asking her to do, will she go along with it? I just don't see her blindly agreeing. Not if she knows the truth about how dangerous this thing could be. They might try to force her hand, though. Those two don't seem like the kind to take no for an answer. And with Britt getting ready to put the whole story out there for everyone to see, it feels like the pressure is building fast. One way or another, something's got to give. It's funny how these old stories keep circling back, isn't it? Liesl has already lost so much and fought so hard. Now here she is again, standing at the center of something that could change everything for the people she cares about. I tell you, I'm already wondering what she'll do next. Will she find a way to push back, or will they make her pay a price she never wanted to pay? That's the kind of twist that keeps me glued to the screen, hoping she comes out on the other side in one piece. I was sitting there the other night going over the latest whispers from General Hospital, and this new wrinkle about Liesl Obrecht really got under my skin in the best way. The more I hear, the more it seems like she might already know a whole lot more about this cold fusion project than anybody realizes. It turns out she didn't have the full story at first. She only learned that Britt had been blackmailed into working on an experimental treatment for Huntington's disease after Nathan West pulled her aside and filled her in on what was really happening. Even then, he didn't lay out every single detail, and Britt had been keeping the whole thing quiet from her own mother on purpose, probably trying to protect her from the danger that was closing in. That part hit me hard. You know how it is with mothers and daughters in Port Charles. They'll carry the weight of the world on their shoulders if it means keeping the people they love safe. Britt must have been scared to death to hide something this big from Liesl. She's always been tough, but keeping secrets from your mama, especially when the stakes are this high, that's a lonely road to walk. And now, here we are, with Cullum and Sidwell circling like hawks, looking to pull Liesl right into the middle of it all. From what I can tell, Sidwell wasn't too thrilled about swapping Britt out at this late stage. He wanted to keep things moving with the person they already had, but Cullum was dead set on it. He already had somebody in mind, and that somebody was Liesl. She's got the brains, the skills, and those old ties to César Faison that go back years. She's the mother of his children, after all, and they shared a long, complicated history. Cullum and Sidwell need a scientist who can finish what Britt started, and they figure Liesl is the perfect fit. The trouble is, this project isn't some harmless little science experiment. Word is it could be turned into something far more dangerous, maybe even a weapon. That's the part that keeps me up at night thinking about it. I keep going back to Liesl's past with Faison and how she spent so much time trying to hold on to a man whose heart was always somewhere else. He was obsessed with Anna Devane for years, and Liesl kept fighting for a place in his life even when it was clear she was never going to come first. That kind of love leaves scars that don't heal easy. So if she really does know as much as folks are saying, I have to wonder how she's feeling right now. Is she angry, scared, ready to fight back? Or is she trying to figure out a way to protect Britt and the rest of her family before everything blows up? The timing of it all makes it even more nerve-wracking. Cullum was just about to tell Sidwell exactly who he had in mind when Detective Joe Fitzpatrick showed up to question Pascal Levesque. That interruption stopped everything cold, and now the whole situation feels like it's hanging by a thread. Fitzpatrick has a way of digging until he finds the truth, and if he starts connecting the dots between Britt, Liesl, and this project, there's no telling what kind of trouble is headed their way. I tell you, in Port Charles, secrets never stay buried for long. One thread gets pulled, and the whole sweater starts to unravel. It makes me feel for Liesl in a way I didn't expect. She's already been through so much, losing people she loved, fighting battles that seemed impossible, and still finding a way to stand tall. The idea of her getting dragged back into another dangerous mess, especially one that could hurt her daughter, well, that just doesn't sit right with me. Britt tried to protect her by keeping quiet, but sometimes the truth has a way of coming out whether we're ready or not. And with Cullum pushing so hard and Sidwell going along even when he has doubts, it feels like the pressure is building faster than anybody can control. Lord knows how these things play out in this town. One minute you think you've got a handle on the story, and the next minute everything shifts, and you're left wondering who's really pulling the strings. I can't help but hope Liesl finds her footing before it's too late. She's smart, she's strong, and she's got that fire in her that's carried her through worse storms than this. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. The price they might ask her to pay could be higher than any of us can imagine right now. What keeps me coming back is the way these old stories keep circling around and touching new ones. The past with Faison and Anna, the secrets between mother and daughter, the shady dealings with Cullum and Sidwell, it all feels connected in ways we're only starting to see. I'm already looking ahead to the next episodes, wondering what Fitzpatrick is going to uncover and whether Liesl will decide to fight or to run. Either way, I have a feeling we're in for some real heart-stopping moments. And if there's one thing I've learned watching this show all these years, it's that the women in Port Charles always find a way to surprise you when it matters most. I just hope Liesl gets the chance to do exactly that. I tell you, with everything that's been building, I have a strong feeling Liesl is going to issue a warning that could shake things up in a big way. Most likely she'll get blackmailed into finishing that project whether she wants to or not. And when she speaks up, it won't be some gentle reminder. She'll probably lay it out plain how dangerous this weapon could be if it ever gets used, the kind of destruction it might bring down on innocent people. That's the Liesl I've come to know over the years, the one who doesn't mince words when lives are on the line. What really has me curious is who's going to be the one doing the pushing. Will it be Sidwell trying to reason with her, or will Cullum himself step in and apply the pressure? From what we know so far, Liesl has never actually met or laid eyes on Cullum. And that's the part that gives me chills. He looks exactly like Cesar Faison did when he was young. That's how he was able to get inside Anna Devein's head so convincingly all this time. If he ever comes face to face with Liesl, I can only imagine the shock that might hit her. It could open up a whole new can of worms. On the other hand, Liesl's warning might turn out to be a whole lot more dangerous than anybody expects. She could threaten to activate the weapon herself and bring down widespread havoc if they don't back off. That would be bold, even for her, but after everything she's survived, I wouldn't put it past her. She's always been the type to fight fire with fire when her family is threatened. Lord knows how it's all going to play out, but one thing's for sure, I'm going to be right there watching every step of the way. Liesl has carried more than her share of pain, and if she's about to be forced into the middle of another dangerous game, I'm hoping she finds a way to turn the tables before it's too late. These are the kinds of stories that keep me coming back, the ones where the women we've rooted for all these years show just how strong they really are. I can't wait to see what happens next.